Welcome to Everything on Everything. Today we are looking at the trillion-dollar money-making or money-taking industry. Well, it's however you choose to look at it.
But before we continue, please subscribe to our channel and switch on the notification bell to get more of our videos. And please do check out the Express and Encompass podcast. It is available on Spotify and Anchor.
So, today we are looking at the economics of asteroid mining. So what is this asteroid mining we speak of? This is the exploitation of raw materials from asteroids and other minor planets, including near-Earth objects. These hard rock minerals could be mined from an asteroid or a spent cornet. Sounds crazy, yes, but it certainly is worth it if you have the right finances to accomplish the works, equipment, and all other things that come with asteroid mining. Not only is this a money-making industry, but it is a trillionaire economic industry, one might add. However, let's get to the basics of asteroid mining and how it actually works before we hit the economics of it all, because it certainly is worth understanding what it takes for all this. So let's begin. There are about 9,000 asteroids which are closer to the Earth and are with nearly 1,000 more than 1 kilometer in diameter compared to the other 750,000 plus that are in the main belt, and are spread out to 1 kilometer in diameter with over 200 or more in size. As a result of them being so close to our planet, approximately 1,500 near-Earth asteroids are major candidates for mining operations. Asteroids are made of a variety of materials that range from different group types, classified as C-type, S-type, and M-type. Out of space, the type of water to be found on C-type asteroids will be just as valuable as the metal deposits, as the water is a critical commodity that sustains humans in space, and it is a source of oxygen for rocks and fuel. And even the basic asteroid rock can prove a valuable building material that could shield humans from deadly radiation. Moreover, asteroids are easier to mine than the moon itself, and this is because even the largest asteroids have a very low gravitational field. Keep in mind how these explanations illustrate the significance that can come from exploiting asteroids, and since we are on the economic sides of things, it has certainly been circulated that some of the asteroids may be worth more than, get this, $100 billion. Now, the main idea of sending a human out to space is merely fascinating. However, it is an extremely expensive venture that is worth pursuing. Well, that's if you have the means to do so, because not only do the equipments have to be maintained, but so do the people, which, for example, expenses such as water are essential if you plan on taking a long duration to planet Mars, as in you will need a lot of water. To get a financial understanding, think about it this way. A standard bottle of water is about 1 pound, which is approximately 0.454 kilograms, and at a space traveling rate, a bottle of water costs about $2,430 per pound or kilogram to launch from the Earth. Which is why all the amount of money it takes to build and maintain equipment and other essentials required for space mining is definitely going to develop at a slow pace. Other than that, asteroid mining is absolutely an opening the world needs to overcome or conquer the frontier. Moreover, according to people like Neil deGrasse Tyson, who thinks that if Jeff Bezos doesn't beat them to it, the first trillionaires will probably be space miners or asteroid miners. And yes, trillionaires, yes. The world will have its very own Star Wars edition with just a very different storyline, I suppose. Keep in mind though, all this doesn't come too easy, because if you want to be a part of this historic commerce, you have to have the specific skills and knowledge within your team to obtain the success you are looking for, baseline skills such as rocket science, programming, and data science. Space mining is not an impossible thought, because quite frankly, it has happened before. Back in 2005, Japan's Hayabusa spacecraft landed on the surface of an asteroid after a 2-year flight. It collected a tiny fraction of asteroid dust, and this discovery alone pushed the thought even further. Now that we know that that's possible, the question is, what type of asteroids are we trying to mine? Considering the fact that some of the asteroids can be harmful to Earth, which is not beneficial to us at all. I mean, the Earth has enough pollution in the air, let alone still fighting on whether or not global warming exists. One type of asteroid that is worthy is one that contains heavier metals such as gold, platinum, and more. These types of metals happen to be the same metals we use on our smartphones. They are located deep at the bottom of the Earth, but the fact that the world needs them is what makes them even more valuable. Although golden metals do sound tempting, the problem with mining these asteroids for metals is that by the time you travel back to planet Earth, you would have already spent much more money than what it would have cost to just mine the materials here. This then brings us to the second types of asteroids, the C-types. The C-type asteroid contains plenty of something we have here on Earth, which is water. This is definitely something the Earth will be in need of if we take on the idea of colorizing space. Remember, what is valuable in space is not the same as what is valuable here on Earth. Water is not only vital for our health and daily life, but it is also valuable towards fuel. So with this being said, the very first entrepreneur to exploit water from the C-type asteroids will already be a money maker in space, as she or he will be certainly having a fuel compartment in space, and that is a component in this space race for sure. Not only will the fuel be exciting, but having an additional idea of building space hotels in itself is a money-making phenomenon. The first asteroids that we will be tackling, or better yet mining, is near-Earth asteroids, which is fine and exciting, but now a question arises as to how we are going to extract these asteroids. Mining asteroids is a bit more complicated than what we might think. It's not just about latching onto it, sticking a drill in and calling it a day, because these asteroids are so small, they are held together by just a tiny amount of gravity. If you land it too hard, drill it too hard, or pull it too hard, you're going to risk the asteroid breaking apart around you. This means engineers are going to have to find the best and most creative way for space mining. At this point, gravity is working against the idea unless proven otherwise. This then brings us to the reality of space mining. Does the chicken come first, or the egg? Or do we focus on making space flights cheaper first? Or do we cope with the expense of mine asteroids and make fuel in space to make space flights cheaper? Only time will tell. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, and switch on the notification bar for more of our videos.